it's so early 1 year after, not so early anymore. So I just rewatched a year later. I uploaded this video 18th of April 2023. It's now 23rd of April 2023. And I rewatched this video to see what I was talking about. So watch that in case you want to know the context of what I will be talking about in this video. Sorry, 2024 maybe. So in that video, basically, I talk about me being on YouTube comments until 4 a.m. or whatever, and not knowing where that is going, but knowing that it is for something. And I think that I was not entirely wrong, but that I think in that moment I had more hope than the hope I should have had, or at least in the direction where I should have had the hope. For example, in this thing, I mentioned this YouTube video where I make money, so I think I was kind of expecting that I would make more money, but that did not happen in 1 year. So, yeah, if you are looking at this video or you were looking at that past video trying to find inspiration whether you will get more money, it didn't happen for me. It happened, but very little. Like, I didn't get a lot more money. I got a little bit more money. I talk about how I make bad videos, and that is still the case. I make the videos in the same way but now I think I have figured out the reason why. Basically, it's because I don't see the point of making good videos, of putting effort inside the videos, for several reasons that I may go into in another moment. So I don't feel like creating things, but I do think that there is value in documenting what is happening. So I chose this documental aspect, right? This is basically me documenting 1 year later what I think about this, instead of making some rewritten version of that, because of that, which is what I think I should have done, right? That is, I think, the purpose of it, but it is not what I have chosen to do for some reasons. I am pretty clear in the video that there is no clear value proposition to this, and it is like, I think I was right about that, obviously, but I also expressed some kind of hope that someone else would see the value, and that has not happened. Or at least in the way I expected it, right? Well, not expected, but on the way I would have liked it to happen. It has not, I don't know, the power of the internet has not manifested in that way in my channel, at least. Yeah, basically, I think rewarding what I wanted to say then, I think then I was trying to say something like, I trust that the algorithm will bring me to the people who want to see me, right? And I'm not sure that has happened. Not sure if it's early for that, or if there has to be something else that has to be done. I think I'm leaning into the something else, right? There are people who actively try to appease the algorithm versus me then. And I think there is a genre of video which is people talking to the camera, and I think those kind of people some of them do get brought to people who enjoy that, and they are simple videos, but I'm not sure if it's doing a great job in that, right? For my channel case, I mean, specifically for my situation. And I'm not blaming YouTube, right? They have a lot of videos to sort. I'm also blaming myself, I guess, or not blaming, but yeah, kind of telling it like it is, right? No, obviously, it's like it won't show it to whoever needs to watch it, or whoever you want it to watch. I don't want to discount the process either too much, because I do think there has been an ROI in what I have done, aka not just the posting the videos, but also the writing comments below comment sections and all this. I think that has not brought me money, as a lot of money either, but it has brought me, I guess, the first seeds. Still, we are still early, right? A year in, we are still early. That could be a thing, or I am doing it wrong, right? But yeah, it has brought me to places that are interesting, right? It has brought me to people that are interesting. It has brought me viewpoints, those kind of things that are interesting for me to hear. That doesn't mean that it has changed anything about my situation, right? I don't think it has tangibly changed my situation in any way, sadly, but yet, maybe. But it has been positive in some senses, and it has brought some ROI. In my video, I said something like incredible return on investment, right? Some incredible ROI, and for me, and to me, it's not incredible, right? It's still a very personal phase, I guess you could say. It's still not what I was thinking of in terms of maybe not sure if scale or distance or something, right? I was thinking something like unheard of things. Something like, connecting to people super far away, or like from a super different stratus or something like that, right? Something like that. Or some kind of reality bending type shit. And for the moment, it has not. That has not been the case, right? Also, because I'm not active in seeking that, right? I am not active in, I don't know, chasing billionaires, for example, or something like that, right? My strategy is for people to come to me, which is a stupid strategy, right? But that is why I emphasize the early part. I think that using the abyss metaphor from the past video, the abyss, the problem with my abyss, right? The problem with my unknowns or something like that is that my unknowns were like internal unknowns. Thus, there is little other people can do to help to solve those, right? Well, no, actually false. There is probably a lot other people can do to solve those, to help solve those, but they are harder to give help to or whatever like that. It's not like becoming a customer on a SaaS business like they are talking there, right? Or like using a WordPress plugin, shit like that. Basically, I have had to go. Well, not sure if I had to go, but what happened is that I went inwards, right? I used comment sections and all this to reflect for myself. Which can be seen as good or bad, right? It can be seen as being more isolated, or it can be seen as being more, I don't know, or it can be seen as reflective and introspective in a good way, right? It can be seen as isolating instead of community building or whatever, but I don't know. And that introspecting part or whatever is not something that I regret, obviously, but it is not what I intended, right? I intended for this not to be introspective, right? Or not to be that introspective or whatever. I intended them to be documental or something like that. I intended them, well, not intended, I don't know. I think, the background intention or whatever was something like documenting in public, in a findable way, kind of this lack opportunity, I don't know, low effort, but high upside, possible upside types of opportunities, right? So personal, but not necessarily super introspective. And I think I have gone, and they were supposed to kind of bring me to people and all this. I think the point was to find community, to find all of that. And I'm not sure to what extent did I succeed at this, right? It's hard to say, because I have found people that I care about and all this. But at the end of the day, right, like my material situation and all that has not changed in any way that is closer to that which I wanted. So, I don't know. I think I will still hold its early part, and I also have things that I don't talk about that influence this, but 1 year in, it still has not happened, or something like that. Or 1 year in, nothing crazy has happened, let's say. I have, I have opposing thoughts regarding this, right? On the one hand, I do think something like nothing major has changed, and on the other hand, Peter Thiel's book, right, this 0 to 1 book, where going from 0 to 1 is kind of the hardest part or whatever the fuck, comes to mind, right? There have been zeros to ones, or not sure if zeros to ones, but there have been some retroactively metaphorical kind of, there have been steps where you can go like, oh, this was a 0 and now it's a 1 from the future looking back into the past. There have been those moments, so who is to say, right? But I don't know, I'm being vague, but I'm talking about, for example, right now I am streaming and I have one viewer, right? One viewer is way more than 0, right? It is a lot. To me, it's a lot. But it also does not, it is not a major change, you could say, right? It is not a life-changing thing, literally, in the literal sense, right? But it is big, in my opinion. And right now, I'm still on YouTube, for example, closed off or whatever, but in my personal, the personal things that I was talking about before, there have been, I don't know, some kind of, in my felt sense, there have been some joining of parts that were previously not joined. Some kind of, not further alignment maybe, but some integration of things, which I'm not sure if it fits the 0 to 1 metaphor, but it is kind of going from something apart to something to 1, right? It is going from fractions to 1, which may be a big stepping stone in the future, something like that. I don't know. This is vague for the moment. Maybe one day I will explain, but I think this is what I want to say for today. If you haven't watched the video, it's a early video, you can watch it now. And that's it basically. I don't have any recommendations or whatever. This is just a 1 year in from the Where So Early video.